Yeah, yeah. What they saying? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shine. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shine. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine.
Welcome to the H.G.R.G podcast. It's your host, the one and only Lance. What's going on, fellas? DT, just Jerry. Welcome back, baby.
What's happening?
What's good, man.
You know, we got another one. We got another special one for the people, man. You know, for sure.
Happy Friday, right? Happy Friday for y'all.
For sure.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Put that 9 to 5 on the show. You know, come outside.
Well, now when this drop is midday, it's lunchtime.
It's lunchtime. You already know what it is.
Absolutely.
And eat some lunch and watch some YouTube. We on tubes.
That's right. How y'all feeling, fellas? How was your Father's Day?
Great, man. Great. Enjoyed, loved it. And I'm gonna still talk because Lance wants to talk about his, and I don't really care. So nah.
No, I'm good. Listen, I got breakfast made for me in the morning. You know, I hung out with all my kids on Father's Day, so I guess it was a normal day for me. So but yeah, of course, man. The kids write me handwritten letters, so I'm with it all the time.
That t-shirt you got was fire. All my favorite people call me Dad.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was good. That was solid.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to the world. So that's a good one. I'll show it to the world.
What we
post it
talking
on
about?
my IG or whatnot.
We talking
I
about?
think I posted it actually. But listen. Once again, we're back with another episode, and we want to talk about, can you fail with the wrong property management?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you now. You hear us a lot. If you follow us and you watch this podcast and you're on live with us, we like to be on live. Thursdays and Sundays for sure. We get on around 10, 11 o'clock at night, so look out for us there.
Instagram Live, that is.
On IG, absolutely. With that being said, we always speak about property management, and I think we need to deep dive a little more into how this could really make you or break you, especially if you're out of state, but in state as well, for sure. With that being said, DT, we know you specialize in this field, and you know a lot more than the average cat when it comes to property management. A lot of people don't want property management or think it's a scam or whatnot. They're going to pay too much for it. What does it usually cost somebody to get property management? I want to start right there. Let's get to the cost right away.
Typically, it's about 10% per door, give or take. I've seen it 12, I've seen it 8, but 10 is probably like industry average. I've even seen it 6, but it's the industry average. And you get, depending on, you get what you pay for, right? Whoever's going to do 6%, there's going to be some nuances there, ways they get the money on the back end and stuff like that, which, I'm not knocking nobody's hustle, but
we're going to talk about that though. We're going to talk about that. I guarantee it. We're going to talk about that. Sure. So when you say 10%, right, per door, I mean,
10% of whatever the monthly rent is.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So the rent is $1,000. You pay $100 a month for management. And then our company, we work on a minimum base. So the lowest we'll charge is $70. So if your rent is $500, you don't pay 10%. You pay $70. The bare minimum. So it's 10% or $70, whichever is greater of the two is essentially how it's supposed to be worded. But that's pretty much the typical average on property management per door. Some people even cap it at a certain number depending on the rent amounts. Obviously, depending on your markets, when you're in that $7,000 to $10,000 rent range, they usually cap it at a certain number. They don't charge you $700 to $1,000 a month to manage it, but it depends on the company.
Is that a con? Is that a con for property management?
What a con?
Paying the expense of getting a property management, of course.
Oh, from an investor's perspective,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
For the fans that we got watching.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would always tell somebody that, you know, property management is going to be your ultimate key to success. Once you, ideally, people who get involved with investment properties, they want it to be passive income, right? They want to be able to do whatever their life, you know, allows them to do, and then still have their properties working for them while they're sleeping. Essentially, that's the point, the name of the game, right? Your money's working for you. But while your money's working for you, you have to have somebody who's overseeing it, right? And who oversees your properties, who's your eyes, your boots on the ground, your ears, who's going to help you buy properties in the better neighborhoods and help you avoid catastrophes, and, you know, help you navigate those markets specifically, you know, better than a property manager that's what they do. That's their backyard, right? So I think it's an essential. You don't have to start day one with a property manager if you purchase in your local market. But if you purchase outside of your local market and you don't have like family or friends there that are tied to that market, then I think day one you got to go into it with the property management perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. The reality is that if you have 5 doors that produce $5,000, $500 for somebody to manage it is no hair off your back. You know, and we'll get into this episode on why that is and what you're getting for it. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people might go, $500, you know, 500 times 12, and then you start doing those numbers, and they go, you know, I could with just that alone, I could buy myself, you know, a couple more properties in a couple years. So I get where some people may come from, because this is the internet. I understand it. You know, someone always has something to say, and I'm fine with that. But we will give you our reasons why that $500 is essential, you know, or not essential to you, but more essential to have a property management and to utilize that $500 for that, right? You know, the reality is that most people don't even want properties because they don't want to deal with people. They don't want a phone call at 3:00 in the morning. They don't want to have to find a plumber.
Hear that a lot. I want to be involved with investment properties. I wouldn't mind buying real estate, but I don't want to be a landlord.
Right.
It's that time and effort, bro. That time and effort that I don't want to give you all my time. I don't want to give a tenant all my time. So dealing with a property management, man, I give them the opportunity to take my time, and I can use my time in a better place. I can buy more properties with my time. I could hang out with my kids for my time. My effort is I don't have to get there. I don't have to be there for every issue. The property management deals with that. So that time and effort is big for me, bro. That's
a life thing too. You know, when you do things where you could buy your time back and put it towards things that, you know, are more valuable, that's a life lesson right there. Right. That's the ultimate goals, and at least in my opinion. So property management is definitely something that can help you with that. Being that you guys are out of town investors, right? What is the most essential? Why is property management essential for you guys? What's the most important? Why is it important?
They're the boots. I need the boots because I'm not there. So I need everything to be set up that I can be successful. Boots, teams, contractors. I need all that stuff to be in one house so I can walk away and just get a bag every month. That's for me.
I mean, I really want to hit home with this, right? I want to come from a different angle. You know, you're thinking about being you're thinking about getting your first property and being an investor, correct? But you feel like you don't need a property manager. You know how to deal with the city or county? You know where to start to evict somebody? You know the proper paperwork? You got a team for that? You know the steps before you can evict somebody? You gotta, I mean, when you really start to dig, like today, I really want to dig, right? When you really start to dig with that stuff, it's a lot more that goes into this property management than you think.
How about the value of the relationships that property management brings you?
That's the conversation. 100%. That's the conversation.
Elaborate on that, please, DT. Elaborate on that.
Contractors, attorneys, U.S. Marshals, realtors, different deals that they bring your way because one of their other investors are getting rid of a portfolio that's a good one, and you should jump in on this, and off-market deals, and I mean the good tenants that are moving from a bad place and they want a better place, and they're able to take them out of that place and put them in one of your spots. You know who and what you're inheriting. You're able to buy a portfolio and know what this property is going to produce because the company had that property for so long already. and they're telling you what the numbers are. You know what I'm saying? So the value there is it's just there's so much.
Nah, it's definitely value. So the conversation is, if I got one property and I use a contractor, once every 2 months, 3 months. We have a report, but a property management using his contractor uses every day. That report is so valuable. He gives better prices.
Right.
He gives you quality work, because knowing that he's gonna have to use he's gonna use them tomorrow. So all that is the ones off. You can't. That's priceless, bro.
Yeah.
Because the contractor could break you as well.
Because you guys you guys have a very respectable portfolio, and there's people who have maybe just 1 or 2 properties, but not, you guys have a bunch. But just think about it. You're giving that person 1 or 2 jobs or 4 or 5 jobs. Of course, they're not going to give you the same number, the same favor that they give a property management company. We're dealing with 700-800 properties, 700-800 units. I mean, they don't have to go anywhere ever in life to look for work, because they know that I'm that stream of water that never shuts off. Right. I can feed their family for as long as they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to make sure that they give us favorable, sometimes, like to Lance's point, you invest out of town. Let's say you buy a new build, very affluent family. Everything is just going perfect. What happens if a fire? What do you do?
Right. Where do you start?
Who do you call? And it ain't gonna be Ghostbusters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to contact the city. I mean, what has the city or the county ruled this property as now? It's there's a lot that goes into it. It's not a fire, you board it up and that's it.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to board it up in the middle of the night, or you got to do certain things. They're going to demolish it if you don't do certain things in less than 24 hours. Like, it's a lot.
Absolutely.
It's a lot.
And if you're not there fast enough.
Trust me, I've seen it.
Who do you know that works in the city or the county that can maybe help you out with a situation like that?
Or that township or whatever.
Right. I mean, who do you know?
This is your first house? You don't know nobody.
Here's the reality, right? So H.G.R.G.club, right? We've set that up. We've created a team for our people, right? Everyone that comes through our program. We always tell you, we paid for that team.
Mm-hmm.
We paid for that team. So the reality is what makes you think you're not going to have to pay for your team? Oh, you have a guy that paints and he tells you can do plumbing too, and then you use him and then you realize he can't do plumbing, right? So that didn't work out. So now you pay for a job.
Let me make it relatable.
Yeah, go ahead.
A guy that said he could do a whole rehab and really can't do a whole rehab.
Facts. And then, you go through that and you're like, all right, now I need a plumber. I need to find a real guy.
What's that called, Terry?
You're not going to make me say it every episode. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So I want you guys to really think about this, and it's not to scare you off, but it's to move you towards property management.
Mm-hmm.
And because we could give you the easy side of it, right?
The right property manager.
The right property manager, you're right, and we're gonna get into that as well. But we can give you the easy side. Oh, you get your time. You don't get a phone call 3 a.m, just receive a paycheck. There's more to it than that. There's connections, there's relationships.
Absolutely.
There's a lot. Where do you start when it comes to all your first eviction, your first, plumbing issue? Who do you call? Your first, contracting issue. Oh, you don't have a C of O? Now you got a whole list, right? Well, how do we get this list done?
What does the list mean?
What does the list mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
What does it mean?
And that list could fail every time too.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You can get. We've gotten 7 pages of stuff that we have to fix, and we're like, "What is this?"
My man, a smoke detector.
Right. I'm like, "What?" And then we hand it off to private manager. Yeah, we're good. We got it.
Yeah.
This right here. They're running about 2,500 right here. Oh, 2,500. Oh, really? Okay, cool. Let's get it done. Right? I'm looking at it. I'm going, this is fucking thousands and thousands. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we had to learn as well. We're not bullshitting with you guys. We had to learn as well. We're not end all be. We weren't gurus. Wake up gurus. You know, we just knew everything we had to learn. We had to go through those parts where we were scared as shit because we don't know what the paperwork says. And we got to ask all kinds of questions.
Right.
You know, and we expose ourselves on this podcast, especially Jerry and I, especially where we're on phones with attorneys thinking that we're right. Thinking that I mean, like we are in. You ever get into a locker room before a championship game and you're riled, you know, that team getting riled up and the coach is giving a speech? We were doing that to each other. We're like, look at this, man. Ain't no way this is right. Ain't no. Let's make a phone call. Ready? Break. After that phone call, like, oh man, we was all the way wrong.
Right.
We was all the way wrong. But you know, we can admit that to you guys now and have that understanding. And you know, and we lean on property management.
Let's dumb this down just a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Because you know, we got to give it all up. We got to be transparent as
For
we
sure.
are, right? So property management. Okay, yeah, sounds good. You pay 10%, whatever the number is the month. Is that it? Of course not. There's more fees. Property management makes money when the more fees they charge you, right? That's how property managers win. Now, some property managers allow you to make choices on which of their services you want to tap into. Others kind of just do it and send you a bill. You want to make sure whatever company you deal with, that there's some transparency there, that there's some type of portal system, that there's some type of receipts, that there's some type of pictures, emails, you know, some trust there, right? You don't just want to just hand over your investment and just, you know, receive a check once every 6 months. I mean, that's not what we do it for. I mean, I'm sure Jerry and Lance can you know, give their opinion on that. But importantly, you want to say, okay, so let's be honest about property management. Okay. 10% to manage your property. What does managing your property mean? Essentially, it means like dealing with the nuts and bolts of property management on the day-to-day basis. Taking the phone calls from your tenants, being a counselor to your tenants, because if the upstairs tenant doesn't get along with the downstairs tenant, now we have to consult. We have to have that come to Jesus moment with them and let them know this is what it is, right? We have to be the most annoying person on the world on the behalf of the owner to the tenants who owe rent, right? So we got to chase them, call them, go visit the property, knock on the doors. You know, what's up with the rent money? What's this? What's that? On top of that, we have to, you know, try to keep your property healthy and safe, right? We got to keep a healthy and safe living quarters. With that being said, there's
time and effort. I don't want to do it.
And there's a portal that comes along with that. So it's not like we're calling Lance and Jerry or whoever and say, hey, today we talked to the tenant, this is what it was said. No, there's a portal. So our staff, you know, goes online on the portal. They update the portal. They put notes in the system and say what they did, what they spoke to, what that conversation looked like. If there's an eviction in place, what the dates are, what the judgments were, when the move out date is, so on and so forth. You know, it's documented there. So on your free time, whenever you feel like it, you can go on your laptop, your phone, your desktop, check up on your properties. Okay, I see where we're at. Cool. If there's a question, you can email. If there's something you got to speak to, you text or you just jump on the phone. Hey, what's going on with this, that, and third? Get an answer typically within 24 hours, unless it's pictures. Sometimes it's longer than that. But you know, so those are all things that you're going to want. But that's part of what's, you know, encapsulated in your 10%. 10% too, that portal cost. You know, the property management company pays per person who uses that portal. So that's all wrapped up within your 10%. Now, what's extra? If you want to place a tenant,
oh my God.
There's what's called a lease up fee, right? So whatever, you know, you have, like Lance said, you're out of town, you bought a property. When you bought it, the tenant was in it. Now the tenant moved out. Let's just say they moved out and they didn't do any mess. It's just the perfect property. You didn't have to do anything. Now you have to get it re-rented. Who do you go to re-rent it? Who do you trust with the vetting process, and how does that work, right? So different people do things differently, but that typically costs 1 month's rent. So if your rent is $1,000, you got to pay $1,000 for somebody to lease that apartment for you. So your first month's rent is gone. That goes to the property management.
Oh, boy, did we hate that.
Yeah, we hate it, because you got to remember, we got a respectful portfolio. So anytime somebody leaves, we like, it's another one. Oh, it's another one. So right. it gets annoying at times, but you don't
have 10 of them at a time, or you know what I'm saying?
And you got rent ready to do, because the reality is, chances are you're gonna have a rent ready.
100%.
And a rent ready means that you know, you got to get that property ready for the next tenant. Mean paint the walls, change carpet,
clean carpet, flooring, lights, doors, windows.
So you got to deal with that bill plus the first month's rent gone because they placed a tenant. You know, and some people are like, that sucks. You know what though? If you're trying to place a tenant yourself and vet someone yourself,
let me take that step back. Let me take that step back.
Right.
Vet a tenant yourself. The most you're gonna do is go with your gut feeling.
Right.
He looks like he's clean. That you're not gonna pay for the background check. You're not paying for that 99% of the time. He could give you a fake check that he works for. I seen that happen.
Right.
So pay stub, yeah.
A pay stub, sorry. And I seen it happen. Or you're gonna call his cousin the reference that he said he lives with him and he's the owner.
Right.
Bro, I seen it all. So all you're gonna do is judge a book by its cover, see that he's good, and then you make the worst decision that you made.
Yep. Property managers.
A property manager does a lot more detailed background check than I sit down and do nothing for.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and they do it every day, right? So they know they've heard every story in the book. There's tricks to the trade that you can verify whether or not the landlord reference is not their cousin. There's tricks to the trade to verify whether or not their pay stubs are legit. You know what I mean? There's
tricks, but listen, we saying tricks to the trade.
Right.
Do you know the trade?
No.
To have the tricks. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And that's
look at the video. If you go back to our podcast, I'm not sure which one it was, and not to cut you guys off, but we reviewed a video of a guy's property being damaged to the T.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know what episode. We're like in 60s now, bro.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know the episodes no more, bro.
But the reality is this man, if you listen through his crying and whining, because I don't think he had insurance on the property.
Yep.
You hear him say, nobody else will give you a chance, and I gave you a chance, and this is how you...
Yeah.
Your property management, this is business. We ain't giving you no chance.
Yeah, we don't do that. We can't operate on chance because we can't
operate on chances.
We got to answer to owners. Essentially, a property manager is an asset manager, right? They're managing your asset. You know what I mean? So, you're trusting them not just to make the right decisions on tenants, not just to make the right day-to-day decisions, but you're literally, it's like having a baby and looking for the best daycare provider is essentially what a property manager is, right? Because an investment to most people is something that has to be nurtured. It's something that they value. They spend their hard-earned money on. They expect that baby to come back grown, a teenager, and then an adult, and then something that could retire. You know what I'm saying? So a property manager has to be that for you. You know what I mean? He or she has to nurture that property, learn you as an owner, right? That's one of the biggest things that a property manager has to do, like upfront initial with owners, is understand owners. Not every owner is the same. Not every owner, like Jerry and Lance, whenever there's a turnover, are gonna want this type of quality material, right? Some are gonna say, hey, the walls right now are yellow, so the whole apartment isn't really trash. It just looks like them 3 rooms are trash. So let's just paint those 3 rooms and let's just go back over it with the same yellow so you don't have to charge me so much for the whole paint job. Well, I don't know what that yellow is. So we're going to have to go to Home Depot and try to color match it. It's never going to look the same. So you're going to see the spot painting. And it's just, you're basically stepping over dollars to pick up pennies. Essentially is what some of these owners do, right? So we have to learn that, and it's our job to try to console them to not be like that. And then eventually, if they don't learn, then sometimes we just say thank you for your business, but we can't operate like this. This is just, it costs more. A penny wise and $1 I just have no time for. So, but the ones who do get it or are trying to get it, we pull them along. Hey, let me show you pictures of what these people are doing. Let me show you what this is looking for, what this is rented for. But if you just bought a property in the market you're not familiar with, how are you going to know? How are you going to know? Right. So that's part 2, as far as the renting of, and we could dive deeper into that, but I think we've honed it enough. That's number 2, how property managers make their money. The third most is maintenance. What happens when you got a toilet that don't flush? What happens? You got a hot water tank that busts, and they never go Monday through Friday from 9 to 5.
Right.
Never. It's like they have
Sunday night
timer in them. It's New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, Sunday night, Friday when they're about to have their daughter's graduation party. Like, it's always at the worst time. So, when you're out of town or you're, your first one, like, who are you going to call at right now? 10:30, 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. Hey, my hot water tank doesn't work. My tenant said it's blowing hot water all over the basement. It's right next to the electrical, the electrical panel. Who's gonna, who's gonna handle that for you? A property manager, at least a good one, should have a 24-hour emergency service, right? So, and it's the property manager's job too. I don't take that lightly either. To differentiate what's an emergency and what's not, right? Because that could be very frustrating if somebody says, "Hey, the tenant called for an emergency because the bathroom light wasn't turning on," and you charged me $350 because you had to go on a Thursday night at 9 o'clock. That could have waited till Friday morning, regular hours. It's a light didn't turn it on and off. That's fine. That's not health and safety. That's not going to hurt anybody. But anything like hot water running, bursting, flickering lights or sparking, obviously, those are all emergencies. But it's just again, these are things that I know because I'm in the business. But somebody who brand new into it, like I have an owner right now. Last week she was freaking out. She's new. Freaking out. She's selling one of her properties. She bought a package and she doesn't like this one property. So she's selling that one that she don't like. And her realtor went there. It was like Saturday at like 6 o'clock in the evening. And there was a broken window. Bruh, it's a broken window. Like the realtor went in there, showed the property. The glass was broken. I don't know if somebody threw a stone through it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they did try to force their way in, but I mean, the window it's just a broken window. There's no damage inside the house. Everything's fine. You would have thought that her house was on a burning bridge and she was in the basement. But I mean, it's just, and I don't blame her because she's freaking out because she's like thinking the worst and she's not here. So she relies heavily on us. So she's calling me, a million times, and I'm at a funeral, you know what I mean? And I don't want to be rude, but I have to, respect the investor. So I'm like, listen, leave me an email or whatever. And then eventually I got to the bottom of it. But, the point is that, if she does have a property manager, but she's very, very, very hands-on, and she likes to micromanage. She likes to control, which I get it. A lot of people are like that until they get comfortable and stuff like that. But anyways,
that's a problem though, because when you pass it on to a property manager, I would like to say it's hands off, but you lose control a little bit because the day-to-day basis, the day-to-day calls, you don't call that anymore.
Right.
You don't. You can have the property manager email you, but it's only gonna be like one way you're gonna go. He's gonna ask you, A, or she or he's gonna ask you, A, what way you want to go. If you don't go this way, if you go your way, you're just gonna sit there. So that broken window,
but that's when you find a trustworthy one though, right? Because then let's play devil's advocate, right? Let's play devil's advocate when you have the one that don't answer that phone call. Right. Don't answer that phone call. There is a broken window.
You'll learn quickly, or hopefully you'll learn quickly.
Right.
And then she'll micromanage now.
Like you guys.
But give it, because I was gonna say that too, Jerry. I don't know why Jerry said that. I'm like, we was on top of everything. We still on top of it. The reason why we laughed about pictures is because we just asked you for pictures for certain property.
Yeah. Didn't you guys have a back door that was left open and they sent you a bill for like $5,000?
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
So the answer to that question is, even though we're on top of it, we do not do the day-to-day. We lose control. That's a fact.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You have to come to grips with that. That, hey, listen, once you give your property away, right, you're placing it in their hands. Like they are the point man.
Yeah, it's like the daycare theory. You drop your baby off in the morning, you go to work. While you're at work, that daycare provider, you lose control of what happens during the day. When you go back at night to pick your baby up, your baby can tell you what happened if they're old enough to talk. If not, if your baby's an infant where they can't talk, you just have to trust that for these last 8 hours that my baby was here, everything went good.
Right. And we trust that you've done your research, right? You picked the proper daycare. And this, I want to transition now, into the other side of it. Chick-fil-A, right? I'm going to use this example. Chick-fil-A, you go there and everyone has a smile on their face. They do things a certain way, right? You have an expectation from Chick-fil-A, right? Opposed to maybe going to McDonald's at 11 o'clock at night, right?
You never know what you're going to get.
Or what's most known about McDonald's? The ice cream machine is broken, right? So the reality is that you need to understand what you're getting and what you're looking for. But the reality is that you're putting a manager in place for your business, right? Do you want it ran like the shitty McDonald's that's open 24/7 that, you know what I'm saying, that you can't get an order right? What? And I'm not shitting on McDonald's, but, you know, listen, this is my life experiences. You know, 11 o'clock, I rolled to McDonald's. You know, I got to double check the order. You know, you Chick-fil-A, I'm through that line in 2 seconds. Everything is right. Smiles on their faces. Or what? You know, how do you want your business ran? Right? You got to look at these property managers, right? Like they are essential to your business. They're going to now run your business, right? And you need to make sure you find the proper ones. And so we ask is how does a property management help fail your business or make your business fail? Right in the beginning is what we were saying.
Yep.
We're going to give you some reasons how. You know, Jerry's been robbed before. Obviously, I do business with Jerry. I've been robbed before, right? DT, you understand your competitors that are out there and what goes on, you know, and you're outside, so you know the backdoor stuff that happens, right? I'm going to tell you right now, property management, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it one more time, will make you or break you.
I agree.
Especially if you are an out-of-state investor.
1,000%.
It'll make you or break you. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I always give thanks here, if Jerry didn't have, you know, I don't want to get too vulgar here, but if he didn't put his foot down and go, listen, fire everybody, we probably would not be here.
Right.
With the portfolio we have right now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You got, I'm telling you right now, guys, do your research. The best vetting you want to do, you know, is at this point right here in your investing, is right here with the property management. Because I'm telling you right now, you can have the best properties in the best neighborhoods with the best tenants. You have the wrong property management, it'll go down. How could it go down? I have the best properties and the best tenants. You can get robbed. You can get blindsided. You can get, you know, we were looking at paperwork when because we actually look and we're like, wow, $250 to change a battery on a smoke detector.
That's a fact.
You want to tell me how this is happening?
He said the labor, bro. What? What?
to get on listen, we're not telling you, we're not fabricating, we're not creating stories for you. These are real stories, right?
Bro, he was already there. He had to do the make ready. He did 250 for a battery because of labor. He was already there.
2 smoke detectors. It's $500.
You're bugging, bro.
For 2 batteries to be changed.
He's out of here, bro. The fuck out of here. I'm sorry.
Oh, they broke in. They broke into your, or no, someone left the back door open. They came in. They stole the copper. Who left the back door? You guys were the last ones there. No, it wasn't us. Wasn't us.
Yo.
It wasn't you.
Officially, they're the middlemen. So they're the middlemen from you to the tenants to you. They're the middlemen. So sometimes loss of communication, and they forgot to tell you something's going on with your tenant. So now the tenant is doing the most, calling the city. They're calling everybody about their house. But you are all the way in West Bubblefuck. You gave all the day-to-day to your property management that you didn't vet. And they're stealing and they're robbing and they're not answering the phone. You lose that house in a couple minutes.
And we vetted minimum. Like we did do some vetting. We went, oh wow, it's the biggest company there. You know, they got all these properties. You know, someone else just spoke about them. You know, so let's go ahead and move forward with it, right? You know, the reality is that, you know, we have tenants moving out and we have no idea. They have no idea.
I don't think
we didn't get paid this month. We didn't get paid. Oh, the tenant moved out. When? When did the tenant move out?
Oh,
and then we're bugging, so we're like, wait, so I still got to pay you, and I still got to do this, and I'm confused.
We don't have to tell you. We just get it done. Oh,
did you guys change the locks? Oh yeah, we're gonna change the locks. So the tenant's been out for a month. We ain't changed the locks yet. We don't know the tenant is gone.
What are
We
you
ain't
talking
got
about?
rent
They did
ready.
change the locks.
What was it? When?
You don't remember the price?
Oh yeah, that's right.
No,
That's
why?
right.
They
That's
changed
right.
the locks.
That's right.
That shit
I mean, they were
was
clipping us.
$600
They were clipping us, and that's
for a
why.
lock. The fuck out of yo. Yo, I don't want to talk. You don't make me curse this.
Yeah.
$600 for a lock. If you got the wrong property management, you should not. You should kill yourself, bro. $600 for a lock.
Disclaimer: he doesn't mean that figure of speech.
I'm
right?
sorry,
So,
bro. I remember those days like it's yesterday.
I can sense the pain. I can sense the pain.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, we were new to this, and we was ready to take rides. You know, because we didn't have a business mindset at that point. We were like ready to. Oh, we getting robbed. So what's the address to this property, man? You know what I'm saying? Like we was,
the stories, bro. Some of the stories that
he's joking. Like, he's joking.
It's unbelievable because I know, obviously I have a heart and a conscience. Business wise, we operate. We're human beings, right? I don't understand when I hear some of these stories, man. How somebody can like just over and 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 do it.
Not this guy.
And also check out too. I think a huge part of management vetting is the manager. Let's say they're managing 200 doors, right? If 100 of those doors are theirs, we might got a problem.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You might and don't go by percent. Oh, listen, what's your vacancy rate? Oh no, 5%. I mean, they can tell you whatever. They can tell you whatever. So you tell me 95% of the time that you putting asses in seats. You know what I'm saying?
How you ask that question without asking that question?
You can though.
You know how you ask that question without asking that question?
How's that?
How many doors do you manage? Then after they're done, do you have a listing?
Free game.
Free game. So if they say they manage 200 doors, ask them for their listing. If their listing is 40 properties, that's 20%.
There you go.
If it's 4 properties, that's 2%.
Absolutely. And to be honest, when you say what's the vacancy percentage, all they got to do is put a body in there to help their numbers.
Yeah.
They don't care about if they work. They don't.
Especially if you're new. Go ahead. Tell them. They put anybody.
They put anybody. It be the same thing you're doing on the phone. If you're going to call somebody, you looking for a property? Oh, all right, just move into my property. That's what they're doing. Yeah.
And, they'll do, sometimes that's why I'm, being careful what I say, but I want to make sure people just get the unadulterated truth, just like to their point, you have a vacancy. Yeah, we can fill it. We're going to get our lease up fee of 1 month's rent and we're going to fill it. Well, I think good businesses, there's some type of guarantee with that, right? If the tenant doesn't stay for, certain time frame, then the management company should be liable for something, right? They shouldn't charge you a full month's rent and then 3 months later charge another full month's rent, or, there should be some type of guarantee with that tenant placement. That's my opinion.
But D, if you don't know that, all you're doing is saying yes.
Yeah.
And they're gonna take it until you find out, they're supposed to guarantee something.
Right.
They're gonna take you to the circus.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact. This is all free game. Once again, like we usually do. Free game on this podcast. Just the reality is, guys, that
that's a fact. Talking about free game, we got an ebook coming out. We gonna
that's a great.
I don't believe DT wants to give everything for free. I don't think we're gonna put a price tag on it, but it's gonna
put
be
like $25 on it. Nothing big.
That's damn near free. That's damn near free with the book.
You already got the damn podcast for free.
Hey, Jerry, how much is that? How much is it?
He said 2025. We're negotiating we're negotiating
$22.95.
That was a setup. That was a setup. But we'll talk about the price later on. But that's also free game. Even $20 and what the ebook is going to give you is free game, guys.
And that's
So-
on what is that about? That's on how to get involved with real estate. Is that
Absolutely.
our first one? And we're gonna be doing several of them. So this is just the first one. We put a lot of time into it, a lot of energy, trying to, just fit the masses, to get to the masses in every way. We know everybody don't have time, an hour to sit down and listen or watch all this. So, at your freedom, get some literature. Eventually it might turn into an audio as well, but right now this is where we at with it though.
Nice.
To circle back, the time that we give the property manager, we could make ebooks and shit.
No, and sell it for something that's light.
Light.
Oh,
Lance is froze.
no, I'm frozen.
Nah, you good now.
Okay,
Don't freeze me. I'm good. Don't freeze me. Right.
So
but listen, man, make good choices out there. Do not be scared to invest. Do not be scared to invest out of state. If you want everything guaranteed with strong team, go to HGRG.club. We give you everything that we have. Our property manager, you get. Our attorney, you get. Our financing, you get.
Our property management, you get
100%. So you're in good hands, and we've really getting a track record now at this point, for you to really see. But listen, guys, this can really make or break you. You can fail if you get the wrong property management and don't have the bankroll where you putting your property back on the market so you can just get your money back and get out, because you're getting robbed. And you can't figure it out, because you landed in the wrong space, But I'm gonna tell you what: call multiple, interview multiple, ask as many questions as possible. Ask to see all the contracts. Can you email me a contract so I can read it over, please? I would like to see the terms.
Put this on pause. Play and pause and ask all the questions we just told you. It's gonna help you.
Or have a conversation and then book a consultation.
Book it.
Oh, wow. Have a conversation, book a consultation. Oh, my man out here giving
Bars.
That's light. That's light. But yeah, guys, listen. We care about you, and we care that you guys do well when you start your journey. And this is why we do this, man. This is why we do it. We take this time out on our lives. We take this time out.
Please podcast, comment, subscribe,
Please share it, man. Let the people know. Somebody about to get into the game. Show them, direct them to H.G.R.G.
Talk to us. We talk back. Comment. Hit us on the gram, HGRG.club, on all social media.
We're growing, guys. We got like 21K out here, man. We doing something right. Just keep on subscribing and keep on watching us, guys.
Same way we tell you guys keep moving forward, we're gonna keep moving forward.
And we appreciate your support, everybody.
For sure.
No matter who you are. Even if you don't subscribe and eventually one day you will, but we appreciate the support. Definitely appreciate support.
So listen, we'll see you guys on the next one. From our mouths to your ears. We'll see you in a bit.
Salute.
What they say? I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines. My mental is parasailing maritime. They say I'm destined to read the palm line. Yeah, I'm so divine, I'm so divine. Imperfection, perfection, my presence shines.